excellent day, my beautiful students and viewers. I welcome you to Eko Learners Support for WAEC and NECO candidates. Here I want to present government, and the topic before me is Constitution.
Eko Learners Support, a support program of the Lagos State Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education for WAEC and NECO candidates.
Constitution. By the end of this topic, the student should be able to, number one, define constitution and state the types of constitution. 2, highlight the function and importance of constitution. 3, explain the characteristics of constitution. And 4, mention the sources of constitution. Now we go to the topic. What is constitution? What do you understand by constitution? Constitution is the agreed fundamental principle according to which a particular state is governed. According to Unwritten, a constitution is the old body of fundamental rules and regulations, whether written or unwritten, legal or extra-legal, according to which a particular government or people operates. That is, what the laws that rules both the government and the people in the society. It is the basic law of the land that regulates the conduct of the rulers and the rules. That is, in a society, the rules and regulation, the laws that safeguard or rule the people, both the ruled one and then the rulers. Now I go to types of constitution. Number 1, written constitution. 2, unwritten constitution. 3, rigid constitution. 4, flexible constitution. Here also we have unitary constitution and federal constitution. What is written constitution? This refers to a constitution in which all the fundamental laws of the land are codified, that is, written in a single document. That is, every rules are binded in one single document. An example of the countries which use this written constitution are Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, United States of America, etc. There are types of the country that use these types of constitution that are called written constitution. Now we go to the definition of unwritten constitution. This is a constitution in which all basic laws of the land cannot be found in a single document. It is partly written and partly unwritten. That is, they are not codified. An example of the country use this is British states, that the Britain. That is, the laws that they are using are not codified in a single document. They can be there partly written and partly unwritten down. Now we go to the merits of written constitution. That is, the advantages, the good of this constitution. Number 1, it is always available for people to study and to know their rights and duties. Because it is codified in a single document, you can easily lay hands on it. You can go to any bookshop to have your copy and to read and to know, because you have accessibility to it. 2, it has amendment procedure. written constitution has procedure of amendments. It is not what that one person can just come in a day and amend. It has procedure, that rules, the steps to take before you can change anything, either to remove or to add up. There is procedure of doing that under this written constitution. And also, it allows the citizen not only to know their rights, but to know when such rights are violated, because the citizen have the access to that document. So they know the content of the document, so they know their rights, and whenever their right is being violated, they know when and which quarter to face to protect their rights. 4, it reduces frictions among the organs of government. With this written constitution, in it is laid down the rules and regulations and divisions of powers are written there. What we are expected from the legislature, from the executive, and from the judiciary, all their powers are written there. So it reduces friction, that is conflicts cohered between all these 3 organs of government. Now, there is nothing that is perfect. We have the merits, that is the disadvantages of this written constitution. Number 1, it is difficult to amend. It is difficult to amend because it is codified. It is in one document. To easily amend is very, very impossible. It's very, very difficult to amend. And because it has rules, procedure of amendment, it has to have the 3/3 of the parliament before they can amend, and citizens from other units before they can remove or add to it. So it is very, very difficult. So it's not suitable for period of emergency. 2, it gives access to all citizens, which encourages disputes and litigation because they are aware of what is there. So it encourages dispute, that is fights. The people are there. The federal character are there. What they are expected to do on the arms of governments and the citizens, they are all in one document. So it encourages conflict, disputes, and litigation, that people are going to court here and back. And also, it does not fit all types of government. It's only suitable for federal system of government. It does not fit all other types of government because of the uniqueness of this constitution. Now, I proceed to merits of unwritten constitution. Number 1 of it is often flexible, thereby quite adaptable to changing needs. That is, it is suitable in times of emergency. Unwritten constitution, because it is not codified, it is not in one single document, it is easily flexible, it can be changed. 2, it is often developed from the historical experience of the people, and thereby it is well known and obeyed by the people. When we talk of this constitution, it is the experience of the people, what they have experienced before, their background before they go into this constitution. And all the citizens are well familiar with what is happening around them. So they know the rules and regulations of the land. And also, 3, it is very easy and cheap to amend because it is not in one single document. They can come together, the legislature, there's everything, they can come together, amend because of any situation. At any situation, so it is very easy to make, and it is cheap to amend. Now we go to demerits of unwritten constitution. On this, I have number 1. It encourages tyranny because it can be easily changed. Because it can be easily laid hands to change, then it brings up dictatorship. That is, yes, this is what happened. We can easily do it without considering some other factors or things around. Because they have the accessibility to change it at any time, it brings up what we call dictatorship or tyranny. 2, it can easily be violated, saying there is no written document to refer to, because they are not codified, because they're either written or unwritten. So it can be easily violated. They can abuse it, that this is what we want. And also, it is difficult for citizens to know their rights, talk less of defending them, because they cannot lay their hands on that document to read, to be familiar with it. Whatever I say, okay, this is what happened in 18 so. This, according to our rules of law. This or the way and the rights you don't know, you cannot what? You cannot defend it. Now, we go to the functions and importance of Constitution. Number one, it limits the powers of government and prevents tyranny. What does it mean? That is, those in government, the rulers, it limits what to do, because it is not what they can just come up with. We have this document, we have these rules, these conventions, either written or not, it is somewhere down. So it prevents the dictatorship tyranny. It prevents all of the abuse of power by the government to the citizen. Two, it defines rights and duty of citizens. In any given constitution, rights and duties are written there. So all the citizens know their rights, how to enjoy it, and how to defend it. Three, in Constitution, it spells out the structure and functions of government. That is, what we are expected of government to do, their structure, the system of government they will use, the type of government they will use, how many years per term. All these structures are stated in the Constitution, so that if we have one government or the other, they can easily lay hands and to refer to it. Four, it serves as a symbol of nationhood, and sovereignty. That is, this constitution stands as a nation, that is represent each state, that is each country. Whenever a given constitution is released or placed down, that is, we are talking of that country, we are talking of that state. It's talking of the whole state, whatever is contained, how they will rule and they will govern, the system, what they will enjoy, it's contained in that. So it defines a state. 5, it determines the qualification, tenure of office, and removal of office orders. In each constitution, all these structures are stated there. The qualification, for example, in Nigeria, the minimum qualification to become, if you want to launch into politics in Nigeria, is our SSC. So if you have your SSC, you can launch. So far, you are eligible from 18 years according to our constitution. You can launch, you can join politics in Nigeria. So, and their tenure of office are stated there, either 2 years or 3 or 4 years. It is written in the Constitution, so that there will not be any friction at the end of each tenure. 6, it states the type of party system that the country will rule. Either is multi-party system, either is single or one. Whatever the party system the country we follow, we use, it is stated in the Constitution. And if there is any amendment on it, they have to sit down again to amend whatever it is in the Constitution. That is what it regards the people. And 7, it defines the goals and aspiration of the state, that is, their expectation, how they will be ruled, how they will achieve it. Everything are embedded in Constitution. Now I go to sources of Constitution. That is, what is the origin of Constitution? What make up a Constitution? What we do to make up a Constitution, and we call it a Constitution. Number 1 is custom. These are the rules of conduct that have been in existence for long and which the people accept as binding. The rules of the land, their ideology, their beliefs, this is how they are doing it. For example, in Nigeria, call all the ethnic groups, the representatives from each region to come, their norms, their rules, to write what will govern them. 2, the Acts of Parliament. These are the laws made by parliaments, that is the legislatures. You know that legislature are the lawmakers. So they come, all the laws that it was before and now, if there is any amendments, so they bring it together to make up a constitution. 3, conventions. This is a constitutional morality or obligation that is not enforceable in law courts. These are the moralities, the obligation. We know that, yes, we must do this. This is how we behave. This is our belief. They make all these things together to write constitution. 4, judicial precedents. They are decisions of superior courts that often becomes a guide to similar cases. That is, what have passed through the lower courts before, their judgment, everything is to preside over what is happening. That this is how it is done so year. So they will use all these things and bring it up to what is doing now to write up the constitution. That this is the solution to problem that we have in so time. And 5, constitutional conference. This is a type of meeting in which the representatives of the people debate and agree on the constitution of the states. That is whereby all the levels of government, they come. They debate on what to do. What are the things to do to govern? How can we govern these people successfully? So in these conferences, they come with answers and they put all this together. Through all this means, our constitution is being written.
Acing your WAEC and NECO examinations has been made easy by the Lagos State Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education with the Eko Learners Support for WAEC and NECO Candidates television program. Join seasoned teachers as they take you through these core subjects, targeting the exact syllabus of WAEC and NECO. Watch Eko Learners Support for WAEC and NECO candidates through these social media platforms to access more educational content and give their feedback. Eko Learners Support for WAEC and NECO candidates. Pass your examinations with flying colors.
Eko Learners Support, a support program of the Lagos State Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education for WAEC and NECO candidates.
Now we go to the practice question. In here I have this question with me with options here. The first question says, unwritten constitution means that the constitution is dash. A, not written down. B, based only on conventions. C, not contained in any single book. D, not approved. When you look at the option, the answer is C, not contained in any single book, because we are talking of unwritten constitution. It is not codified. It is not in one single document or in single book. So the right option for that is C. 2. Which of the countries operates unwritten constitution? A, Guinea. B, United States of America. C, Great Britain. D, Nigeria. The answer there is C, Great Britain. Other option there, they are using written constitution. The third question. Any constitution that has special rules for its amendments is said to be dash. A, confederal. B, unwritten. C, written. D, rigid. The answer there is rigid. Why? Because rigid, it has special amendments before you can, it has special rules before you can make amendments. It is not easy to change. 4, when a constitution contains complicated and long procedures for its amendments, it is suitable to be dash. A, written, C, flexible, B, flexible, C, rigid, D, unitary. The answer there is rigid, because it takes long time procedure, just like unwritten, before it can amend it. That is why the correct option there, it is rigid. You have to examine the option very well before you can take your answer. The 5th one, a constitution can be best be described as dash. A, the combined laws of a state. B, a general book of laws. C, the fundamental laws to guide the government of states. D, a detailed code of conduct for politicians. The correct answer there is C, which says the fundamental laws to guide the government of a state. Because when we talk of a constitution, what is there is the laws. The main thing is that the laws that guide the people and the state, how they will be governed. I know that with all this, you are able to make 1 point or 2 points in this. And peradventure, you have any compliments or anything, or further question to ask, you can visit any of our social media platform placed on the screen. I say thank you. Good day.